So we're here at ZK Teco and we're going to talk about managing keys. The reality is that most buildings still have physical keys that are used across the campus or across the sites. Managing these keys, keeping track of them, signing them out to the right people, tends to be quite intensive in terms of resources. I guarantee somewhere around the country right now, someone's searching for a key, someone is waiting around trying to do work, but they can't access the key or they can't find the key. Someone has accidentally gone home with a key, and all of this is a big waste of time. It lowers efficiency and it lowers productivity. So what we aim to do at Torus is create some automation and management around those keys and make sure that we can increase security at the same time. So here we have our Torus cabinet, and it's integrated with the Omnia 30 reader, which is going to read my palm in a contactless fashion. So without making any contact with the reader device, I can present my palm here. It's going to open the cabinet and allow me to access the keys that I have permission to. So we can see here key number 6, key number 5, I do not have permission and they are mechanically locked in place. Whereas key number 1, for example, I can remove that key and go and use this to get along with my job. The system is going to record the user. We know whose palm was presented, we know the date, we know the time, and we know exactly which key was taken. So at any time, by accessing the software, we know exactly where the keys are. And so we're noticing that biometric authentication is becoming much more popular in the market. And this is for several reasons. One, the technology continues to improve, so it's faster and more accurate. 2, it does not require the use of a physical card or even a mobile phone. These things can be swapped between users, they can be lost, and then they also have to be replaced. So this does not occur with my palm print. I carry it around with me everywhere I go, and it means that I can always authenticate into this product. You'll notice with this particular reader that it's fast, it's accurate, and I don't even need to make contact with the glass. So in terms of keys, the first thing we're doing is making sure only authorized users can access the keys. So only someone authorized will be able to open the door in the first place, but even once I'm inside the cabinet, only the keys that I'm allowed to take will unlock. So for example, 5 and 6, they are not permitted to me, I cannot remove them from the cabinet. Number 1, we can see it has a green light, and I can simply remove that from the cabinet. At this point, it time and date stamps this transaction. We know the user, we know the key, and the cabinet is going to create that audit trail for us. We also have some more advanced functions. So you'll notice when I log in, key number 3 has this amber light instead of a green light. And what this means is 2 people need to be present to sign that key out. So in this case, it's still locked in place until I would get my supervisor over here to countersign that particular key for me. We'll also notice that key number 1 has just turned red. There was a timer placed on this key, and since it's not back in time, it's now overdue, which means it's going to show up as overdue in the software, and that can also be linked to send real-time notifications over email and SMS. And finally, I'd just like to show, well, I'm being logged out of the cabinet for no activity, so it's going to log out of my session and remind me to close the door. I will log in one more time. And I'd just like to show this group of keys here, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We designed this feature for vehicles because you can only drive one car at a time. As soon as I make a selection, the other keys are going to lock down. Now let's say I get to the parking lot, I discover that this vehicle has no gas in it, and I'd like to make another selection. In order to take one of these other keys, I have to first return this one. And then the others light up, I can make another selection. And finally, I'd like to return key number 1 because this has been triggered as an overdue key. I'd like to return it back into the system to clear that alarm. So the Torus cabinets are a next generation automated key management system. All of the cabinet devices are IoT devices. They can be connected either through the network or there's a built-in 4G LTE modem in every cabinet. The technology is built on a Microsoft Azure technology stack, which means you can access all of the reporting information, control all of the users, all of the credentials from anywhere in the world. So I can pull reports on who's been using what key, which user is more likely to return their keys overdue, which user is using the cabinet properly, but I can also see tamper alarms, if the backup battery is running low, if the power goes out, if someone's left the door open for too long. So all of these events are being tracked. I think we're tracking about 150 events, and you can interrogate them through all of the advanced reporting in the system that you can access from anywhere in the world just with a modern browser. Powering the cabinet, we can either do through AC power, anywhere from 110 to 240 volts, or we can power it directly through the Ethernet cable using power over Ethernet. Now, if power does get lost to the system, there's a 12 volt, 7 amp hour rechargeable lead battery in there, and that will give the cabinet backup power for about 12 hours. And of course, given all of the alarms and notifications, it will tell you through the software, it will email you straight away to let you know that the power is out, that it's running off the backup battery, and that way you can do something about it to rectify the power. The cabinets, the hardware devices, are available in 4 sizes. This is the smallest one we have here that has 15 keys on the inside. We also have a cabinet with 25 keys, one with 50, and the big one with 100 keys.
And for more information, you can go to ZKTeco USA.com or call 862 505 2101.